Fox News alert: injured patients and foreign nationals can be seen leaving the Gaza Strip through the Rafah crossing into Egypt this morning. This is the first time we've seen traffic move in and out of the Strip since the war began. You are watching Fox and Friends First on this Wednesday morning. I'm Carly Shimkus.
And I'm Todd Pyro. The State Department says 400 Americans and their family members are in Gaza. Jonathan Hunt live in Jerusalem with the very latest on all of it. Jonathan.
Todd and Carly, good morning to you. This is all the result of an agreement brokered by the Qataris, along with Egypt, Israel, the U.S. and Hamas. It will allow, we are told, all foreign nationals, foreign passport holders, to leave Gaza via that southern border crossing with Rafah. As you look at a live picture now of that border crossing, we understand that some of those foreign nationals have already gone through the crossing and have been processed. We do not know at this point whether that includes Americans, but we are told that Americans are obviously among those who will be allowed to leave Gaza today after 3 weeks stuck there in the most terrifying of circumstances. Meantime, U.S. officials, Todd and Carly, are doing nothing to hide their concern over the potential for a regional conflict here, the impact that might have on U.S. interests in the Middle East, and the potential for a regional conflict to inspire perhaps attacks even on U.S. soil. First to the conflict in the region and the concern over that. The Pentagon has announced it is moving 300 more U.S. troops. That brings to a total 1,200 deployed since the terrorist attacks of October 7th, including those on board the Eisenhower and USS Carney carrier groups. The concern is obviously Hezbollah in Lebanon getting involved, Houthi groups in Yemen getting involved, and ISIS-inspired and Iran-backed groups in Iraq and Syria. And U.S. troops, of course, have already been targeted in the region many times. Brigadier General Pat Ryder, the Pentagon spokesman, telling us yesterday afternoon that there have been at least 27 attacks on bases housing U.S. troops in Iraq and in Syria since October 7th. Now, no U.S. troops have been killed in those attacks, but more than 20 have suffered minor injuries. And U.S. officials, as I say, worried not just about the possibility of attacks here in the region, but also back at home. Here's FBI Director Christopher Wray.
Our most immediate concern is that violent extremists, individuals or small groups, will draw inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks against Americans. Foreign terrorist organizations, traditional formal terrorist organizations, whether they be Al-Qaeda or ISIS or Hezbollah, have all made statements that would indicate a greater risk of a potential attack here.
And Director Wray said that the potential threat level is reaching what he called, quote, historic levels. Todd and Carly, these are dangerous times we're living in.
Absolutely. One of the most concerning things you could hear from an FBI director was said by Christopher Wray yesterday. Jonathan, on the breaking news that you brought to us regarding the Rafah crossing, we know that for weeks Hamas was reluctant to open their side of the gate. Egypt didn't want to take these people in either. So what changed?
Well, this has been obviously a deal that has been in the works for some time now. The Qataris, as you know, have been playing a major role in all the mediation efforts on all levels regarding the hostages as well. Although we are told this agreement is entirely separate from talks about the hostages. But the sides, the various groups, including the U.S., of course, have got together. They have hammered out this agreement, but it is only foreign nationals that are being allowed, and some critically injured Palestinians. And we saw the ambulances from the Egyptian side crossing at Rafah, that southern border crossing, earlier today, a short time ago. Those clearly on their way to pick up some of the dozens of critically injured Palestinians who are being taken out today. But again, this is an entirely separate agreement, Carly, from any talks about the release of hostages. Those talks still ongoing, no progress progress that we know of to report at this point, Carly and Todd.
And I would also say it is a start with regard to getting the larger Gazan population out of the area, people who want to leave, going to other countries. You know, Egypt, Jordan, all these other countries in the region said, we don't want these individuals. Compare that to Poland at the start of the Ukraine war, where Poland said, bring us your refugees, we will take care of you. It's incumbent upon those nations to take these people in. They better wake up soon and do it. Jonathan Hunt, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Omer Levi is an expert on the underground tunnel system in Gaza. He's also a captain in the IDF, and he joins us now. Omer, good morning to you. You know, unlike a traditional war that is fought on the streets, this one is also going to be fought underground. So what can you tell us about this network of tunnels, how to destroy it, Hamas militants hiding inside, while also at the same time rescuing the hostages that could be there as well?
Thank you and good morning. Thank you for the compliment. I don't know if I'm an expert on tunnel warfare. I am a former captain of the IDF, and I fought in the Gaza Strip in 2 occasions, 2009 and 2014. And I am completely aware of this threat of tunnels. You need to understand that the tunnel threat is not just threatening you when you fight underground, it's also threatening you when you fight overground. Because you can be tackled from anywhere. You can move a certain building that you think that you cleared it, but all of a sudden you will see a tunnel hole and forces will come out of there and tackle you. So you always need to be prepared to be tackled 360 as you go along. Right. On the other hand, the tunnel threat is now more severe than it used to be in 2014. Because now we need to remember that as long as we can see the tunnels, in 2014, we just destroyed them. Now it's a whole new ballgame because inside the tunnels, there are probably, as we have seen from testimonies of people being taken there, civilians, Israeli civilians, our own men, women, children, elderlies that are being held there in order to protect the Hamas leaders and fighters. So it's going to be a whole new threat. The IDF will need to go inside. And as we could see and we could hear, and everyone who fought there could see the tunnels, they are very wide, tall, booby-trapped in many occasions. They have a lot of twists and turns. You might not see where you're going. And it's going to be a very tough challenge for the IDF soldiers. But I'm certain that they will be able to cope with it and overcome this challenge. Yeah,
and this tunnel system is extensive. I mean, take a look. It stretches throughout Gaza. We're going to pop up on the screen. You can see some yellow lines showing where the tunnels themselves are located. And look at that. That is taking up, what, 60% of Gaza based upon just what you're seeing there on your screen. Where does the IDF get the intel to know where to attack these tunnels and when? Is it from interrogation of Hamas prisoners? Is it from Palestinians who, you know, want to keep the attacks from hitting their homes, which is oftentimes how you get into these tunnels? Where is the IDF getting its intel from?
So I'm not an intelligence person. I was an infantry soldier, but I can tell you that obviously, probably, the IDF gets intel from people that it interrogates, but it also gets now, as our soldiers are on the ground, intel from the soldiers. You know, our soldiers are inside the Gaza Strip right now. They're progressing. They're locating these tunnels, and they mark it on all of the maps and softwares the IDF has, and then it cross-references with other objects the IDF has, with air cameras, and human intelligence, as you said, and it gives the IDF the ability to provide clear pictures on where these tunnels and how you can eliminate them.
Understood. Omer Levi, thank you so much for your insight. It really was interesting. Appreciate it.